Hello everybody, it's Shinner here, and I'm bringing a video talking about how a person who generally hates Gibsons ends up buying a Gibson. Okay, so I recently bought this 2018 Gibson Standard, and I didn't hear the end of it from my friends online saying, "Weren't you the guy who hates Gibson? Don't you complain about them all the time? Why are you buying a Gibson?" So first of all, I better admit that I do sort of dislike Gibson as a company for three main reasons. One, they seem to be more interested in investing in their lawyers than they are investing in their luthiers. I wish their business plan would include more just making better guitars and less of trying to sue companies to do a better job than them. Second, I find that their kind of attitude is kind of arrogant. You know, it's good to say that you make good guitars, but it's another thing to say that everybody else is crap. You know, like when I bought this Gibson here, it came with a little manual, and on if it says only a Gibson is good enough. You know, like, really? You know, it's only Gibson is good enough? I think saying Gibson is good is fine, but it's the only one that's good. Have you seen what the ESP custom shop's been putting out, Gibson? I don't know if I really believe in that statement. And it kind of comes up with this little kind of pompous type of, you know, we're the Rolex of guitars, or, you know, and when it probably should be more of a working man vibe. And the third reason I don't like Gibson is that I found the quality to be hit and miss. Like, I have had some really good ones, but I've also had Gibson products that really disappointed me. I said another video, like I had the one with a bad neck pickup, sent it back, and then they sent it back to me with a bad bridge pickup. You know, and there's, you know, the craftsmanship is not as good as you think it would be for the price they're charging. But still, I buy them. Okay. And the reason why I buy them, because let's face it, Gibsons are a good resale value. You know, like, of course a lot of them are expensive, but every so often you find a Gibson that's just underpriced. You know, the guy just wants to get rid of it, or he doesn't realize how much it is, and he's selling it at a song. And this is what this was. This was too cheap to pass up. You know, and even as a person who dislikes Gibsons, when I see one that's way underpriced, I know I can make a, you know, 30-40% margin off of it selling it, you know, I'm going to try to go for it. And the Gibsons I've had so far, you've had a Tennessean. It was actually my dad's guitar that I inherited. I've had a Gibson Orville, the Japanese one, which I sold almost immediately. People just wanted it. I've had a Gibson LP Junior, which took a little more time to sell, and now I've got this one here. So first of all, since I got a Gibson, wasn't planning to, so it's kind of impulse purchase, what do I think about it? Am I impressed with this guitar? Well, let's see. Let's take a look at things I like about this thing. First of all, let's look at this top here. It's got a blood orange burst, which is just lovely. You know, this is you got to admit the Gibson's tops are quite great. You know, you're not going to find a top that snaps as much, you know, has as much pops out to you as like this one does. It's got the flame cap on it. It's really great. Okay. Other things I like about this guitar, I like the neck profile. You know, it's not too fat, not too thin. Okay, and upper neck access is, you know, fairly good. You know, it's not the, if it had a cut, it would have been nice, but if it's not, you can still get up to the 22nd fret, no problem there. Okay, I really like it's got these Grover locking tuners on it, which is a bonus. I also like that it has got the jumbo strap things. A lot of the Les Pauls I had like the small ones on, but it's like a nice jumbo one on it. Okay, I like the pickups in them. Sound pretty good. They're good kind of rock type pickups. They're not what I play for if I want like heavy metal. You know, if I want metal, I get one of my active pickups like my Schecter or my Dean V. Those ones have the good, or kind of the ballsy type of metal pickups. But this is great for hard rock, and it's very good. It also has 4 pull push parks, which it doesn't split the coil. I think it taps it, and they have like out of phase. The one I like best is the lower knob quartos. It gives really kind of good kind of stratty type tones when this one's out there. So, and like this is actually one I think I played the most. The pickguard looks good, and it's fairly light for Gibson. This one's a little bit over 8 pounds, like it's 8.2, which I can't really complain about. I've had heavier ones before. I think I had one that was a little bit over 9 pounds, and I also got a little bit of an anchor. My Greco I had recently, that was also one over 9 pounds, and I really felt the weight on this. So this I don't feel so bad. Also, of course, it doesn't have any belly cuts or arm carves, but I don't find this one so bad on the arm carve when I'm playing it. This seems to be smoother, better done. So it looks like a great quality instrument, okay, and there's not much to complain about. If I had, on a side note, I might also mention that I kind of like Gibson cases. These cases are very compact, sturdy, kind of a good look to them, easy to carry in and out of your car. Compared to my Dean V, which is like a monster to haul around. I kind of like the cases. The Gibsons does a good job on their cases. Definitely recommend them. Back to things I might not like about it. I'm not a big fan of this binding. It's really kind of a little too orangey for me. I would have liked something more cream on it, but maybe it goes with the aesthetic a little better. And it's not my favorite binding on it. Also, the tuning stability, the nut, the G string, especially often it comes a little out of tune, and when you tune it, it's got the ting in it there, eh? So I might have to go through the nut on that. But otherwise, it seems very stable and a good guitar. Am I going to sell it? Yes, I'm going to sell it. And the reason I'm going to sell it is because, first of all, I got it at such a good price, it just makes sense to sell it. Also, this being sort of a luxury item, and me just being, a regular dude with a regular job with a kid to send to college, it's not something I could really keep if I know I could sell and make a profit at it. Also, when you have something like this, you kind of get a little nervous. I took it to a gig here, and the whole time I was kind of worried, I hope nobody bumps it or nothing happens to it, And if I take my other guitars, I probably wouldn't feel that as much, Like my Schecter's already got a couple dings in it, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, and also it costs, like a third what this does, so I wouldn't worry about it. But this one, you feel on it, and you kind of pins and needles on it. It's got the nitrocellulose lacquer, which a lot of people love, but also it's a lot more delicate and wears through a lot quicker. And I'm not a relic type of guy, and especially if it's something I'm going to keep forever, I want to try to keep it in pristine condition. So it's going to go. But I have to say, I do like this guitar. It's playable, and it looks great, and I would, if you want it for a forever guitar, maybe a good choice. For me, it's not really my forever dream guitar, so maybe someday when I get a little richer, I might take one for keeps. This one, and anyways, is going to move on, which is why I buy Gibsons. Just like the company, I never buy one new product, except for that one that I mentioned with the humbucker thing. I just buy them used at a good price and then flip them, because the great thing about Gibsons, everybody seems to want them. So why not if you can, right? And especially if you need the money. That's what I do. So even though I hate Gibsons, I still buy them, and I still play them a bit. So that's it for the video today. And if you are interested in Gibson has not sold yet, hit me up and see if we can make a deal. Anyways, take care everybody. Salut.